Yay! Hello, world. My name is Max Stein. I love video games. Whoa. And welcome to the Game Treasure Weekly Watch Along. That's a hot mic you got there, sir. That is a hot mic. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Hello. Welcome to the Weekly Watch Along, where in an MST3K like fashion, Buck is the bad guys, and Raph and I are Tom Servo and Crow. What are you subjugating us to this week, kind sir? Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Good idea. Yeah. I've heard of this mod, but I'd never heard of this movie.
On
Yeah,
March
I'm just tweaking
3rd,
it on my end here.
Doomworld user Veg posted on the forums he had finished a tribute map that he had made for Doom 2 called myhouse.wad.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of this.
Last August, I lost a good childhood friend of mine, and took it pretty hard. When I was visiting my hometown for his funeral, I connected with his parents, who shared with me some of his old belongings. Among them was a copy of an old map of his,
Some House
backed
of
up on a
Leaves shit.
3.5-inch floppy from high school. Thomas and I were into amateur Doom mapping in the early 2000s, but I had never seen this map of his prior to uncovering it on one of the floppy disks. As a way of paying tribute to him and all the great memories we have together, I took the plunge and installed Doom Builder in order to polish up his map and add a few modern amenities just for convenience sake.
Described with
That's
a
the
10-minute
description.
runtime, myhouse.wad, WAD being the file format for Doom maps and mods, was ready to download for anyone to play for themselves.
Making maps of your house was all the rage back in the day, but I feel like this is a pretty adorable and detailed tribute to my friend, and a great way to share something of him with the community we loved. Miss you, Tom.
If you're at all into Doom and its extensive modding scene, then I highly recommend playing this map for yourself completely blind. I'll put a link to the Doom World post in the description. It requires GZ Doom, an enhanced open source port of Doom, to run. Simply click on the link, ignore everything else in the Google Drive but the files folder, and download myhouse.pk3. .pk3, not .wad. See, if you hit that download link in the first week of this post appearing, you would immediately get the PK3 file instead of the WAD that was stated in the title of the post. This whole drive of files also appeared later. PK3 is another format used by Doom modders that functions like a WAD, but it's essentially a zip folder, offering the benefits of a more organised file structure and also better compression. Curious then that this PK3 file is
Your
66
gain is very high.
megabytes. For reference, this is larger than Doom 1 and 2's original file size combined 4 times over. This was all the knowledge I had as I downloaded the file and fired it up for myself. I'll be taking you through this map through several numbered expeditions, each one chronicling what I saw as I attempted to journey through this innocent map.
So it's supposed to be a guy put it up claiming that his friend was mapping his house and he finished it for him. Okay. Got it.
That's cute. So I started this journey, picking ultraviolence difficulty because, frankly, I have an ego. The first thing I notice is a discomfortingly long load time. That's not normal. But we're here. Classic Doom 2 opening song Running from Evil playing in the background. National anthem of Doom wads everywhere. The house is rendered adorably. Big wooden walls and windows dotted around, featuring a spacious yard, a front porch area, and a large garage which leads into the house itself. The house is populated by demons, but this is Doom. We can handle that. The main hallway leads to a living room with a TV and a tiny PlayStation 1 bringing the Doom cute. Doom cute being a community term for real-life objects and spaces recreated in the Doom engine. You'll see more in the attached kitchen with all its amenities, and to the side are various rooms. 2 bedrooms, one containing an extra storage closet, and another with an ensuite bathroom, where you'll find the yellow keycard. Talk about a monster closet. Also upstairs is a regular bathroom and a washing or utility room, complete with a red key door. Better find the key then.
Oh, that's funny.
Moving downstairs takes us to more demons inside a games room. But
that pink guy
to interrupt this tour for a second, you may have noticed we did something here. This room is underneath the room upstairs. If you don't know what I mean, that might sound like nothing, but that's an impossible thing in Doom. Doom's engine takes 2-dimensional map data and makes a 3D space around it. I'm more or less simplifying here, but that means you can't have a room on top of another room in the engine. A separate story, whether upstairs or downstairs, is always in a separate space to the original floor, splintering off to another part of the building. Now, I did say this was GZ Doom, but GZ Doom alone does not remove this limitation. It updates the technology to benefit from newer hardware and provides enhancements suited for more modern gaming sensibilities, but it more or less still has to obey the laws of Doom's reality. GZ Doom does open the possibility to some tricks to make this feat appear possible, ones not uncommon in Doom modding and games similar to Doom, but we should probably move on already. It seems strange to talk about such a detail at such length, but if you're familiar with Doom, it's just something you might notice that'll make you pause for a moment. The innocuous map recreating a house suddenly shows serious skill with its tools, yet it does it so casually as you may not even notice. Carrying on downstairs, we have more demons, holding the fort in a closet, a boiler room, which leads to the garage, an office with some attached storage, another bedroom, complete with another closet, and lastly, another bathroom, locked with a yellow door for which we already have the key. I like the detail of putting the guy inside the shower. You get the red key card here, and even some health in a cupboard if you need it. Equipment is actually pretty scarce on this map, and playing on ultraviolence offers some challenge, hence why you can see me saving ammo by punching pinkies. You might rush upstairs to the red door now, or you might look outside and notice something. There's a soul sphere. Instant 100 health boost just sitting on that thing out there. I didn't see that earlier. Did it spawn in while I was in here? You go back upstairs, grab the blue keycard from the utility room door, which seemingly should be for the front gate, which leads to the level exit. But while I could leave, I should probably grab that soul sphere first. It should be right over here. It was definitely on top of this bin or vent thing here when I looked from that window over there. Wait, why can I see monsters inside? All around inside. What's going on? Wait, that's not right. The music just reset. That wasn't me, that was the game. The level seems the same, now repopulated, but is it really? I don't think that it is. The keys I'm picking up are now skull keys, and now there are chain gunners in the level. There weren't any here before. Does net me their gun though, so that's nice. I progressed through the level, noticing differences such as seemingly functional mirrors and different item placements. You might think to just leave already, finish the level, but no. You now need the blue skull key to exit.
Whoa.
But then the cupboard to get the blue key is now a stairway to an attic. I didn't even know there was an attic to this house. But that's fine. With the blue key acquired, there's nothing else to stop me from exiting.
It's some Skinamarink
The doors
shit.
are
I
gone.
knew it.
I'm not locked inside.
It's literally Skinamarink.
trapped
It's literally
inside.
Skinamarink. It has become Skinamarink.
This closet too has appeared, I think. It seemingly goes nowhere. I can't help but notice also the classic Doom 2 Running from Evil song. Does it sound wrong somehow? Okay, maybe if I look around there's
Hold
some
up.
other way outside? What? This
What
can't
the
exist. Not just in
fuck?
Doom's reality, but reality's reality. The corridor takes me to some new room, never seen before, featuring a fireplace and strange different decor, and a can of Pepsi that I pick up. I want pop? But no way out. So I leave. The doors still aren't there. I turn back and...
Oh my god. What even? What?
This space, like some negative version of the house. The only object of note is a milkshake. Yeah, still nothing to help me though. I come back to the house and the first door is now gone, but also when I go to the front door, or where it used to be, I hear a noise now. Was this always behind here? I push the bookcase aside and find an odd room hidden away back here.
amazing.
Are those cat litter trays? Anyway, I guess I'll press the
is-
breaker.
Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. Oh my god, that is... Oh my god.
Monsters. But not the monsters that we know. Flood the dark, smoky house.
What is...
All corners, all transformed and looking like nothing what you've seen. Clearing downstairs of all terrors. You might try to go upstairs where all the people are screaming. The house is a wreck. More creatures haunt the upstairs, but it's clear that this
No.
fire has been and gone. Amidst fighting underneath an angry sky, small objects
God.
litter the upstairs that you collect. A diary of some kind, a burned out picture frame, and an old teddy bear. We're still not free though. We can't even go back to the attic. But how was there an attic anyway?
What?
How can we escape? There are no doors? I try every wall, hoping that they give way and fall down to let you out. Press the map button, and realize there is no map. We are nowhere. We can also spy the map details in the corner. That's a lot of monsters, and just one secret. None of this counts as a secret then. You might venture back downstairs.
Joshua, this is
Things
a
look
Doom
different.
mod called
Everything is concrete now.
myhouse.mod.
In fact, outside looks grey. Monochrome for some reason. You go into the
Hit
boiler room,
my
perhaps. Wasn't
artist
there a door
G-spot.
here that led to the garage?
I don't know what sort of math is happening to make whatever this modder is doing to Doom possible, but it is mind-bending, and I love that it's... What in the fuck?
It's at this point in my journey, I begin to feel somewhat weak. It's not just the layers and layers of concrete, the rooms on rooms that surround all sides, but as I explore around, I can't help but notice that the layout of these stone halls resemble the layout of the house. Sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller. Except in here, there's at least no...
Whoa!
There's a good dog in here too, who doesn't attack you. He does bark excitedly when he comes up to you,
What?
but he just sits down beside you. Because he's a good dog. He didn't startle me the first time he did this. He didn't. He's a good dog.
He didn't.
This isn't how I found out that the bad dog dies if the good dog dies. I didn't find out at all that struggling through and killing the bad dog will kill the good dog as well either. None of these things happened. None of these things had to happen. The area is a maze of one-way doors and illogical geometry. I find a plasma gun at one point, which is appreciated, though I'm still almost at a loss navigating this place. I feel curiosity overtake me, and I throw myself into the abyss between buildings
Yes.
and hit the bottom.
Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go. This is amazing.
Dead silence passes as
This
I
is-
explore the staircase. A locked door in a recessed passageway. A mirror to the same staircase. And then... sky. I can even walk on it. There are walls here, but I can walk on it. Nowhere to go, though. So I try another door. We return, but there's still nowhere to go here. The only thing we can do is go back downstairs and enter the concrete jungle again. I spend a long time here, working out precarious ledges and head-hurting concepts of physical space. Eventually, after passing through hallways that don't make sense, and falling so many times down into holes, I find something new.
What the fuck?
I guess there's nowhere to go but up.
Oh my god. Oh my.
I don't even know what I can say anymore. I check the gate information, and I would like to go home, yes. It says cancelled, sorta, but the gate's right here, so let's just get on board. So what do I... Oh no. Oh no. I fight through the plane, reaching the end and... Okay, I guess.
Dream.
This isn't the same as before. The house is now seemingly abandoned,
This is...
and plants have started to take over the structure. The whole place is empty wherever you look.
This is incredible.
It's
This is-
sad. After all this, I feel this strange hollowness underneath me. even amidst all that's happened here. The doors are back, and I'm almost hesitant to step through. But I guess we've earned this.
Doom 2 specifically. Hold on. Oh my god.
I finally exit the level. Don't worry about that low kill percentage. If we move on, we come into Underhalls, Doom 2's second mission. This isn't part of the mod, it's just level 2. Same as it ever was. They did say it was just the one map. What a fun little come down it is to play this after all that. And you should play it. You should play through all of Underhalls. Get that super shotgun and have yourself a time. Play it through to the end. Because when you're done with that level, expecting to go through to map 3, the Gauntlet, or Gantlet.
What? Because in the mod it what?
Congratulations on beating Ending 1. You haven't even seen half of what's here.
What are you talking about? Oh
We
God.
need some preparation before
beautiful.
going forward into the next section, and it's probably best we start with looking at that Google Drive. All the files are credited to one Steve Nelson, and there are a lot of extra things inside here for you to look at, including a journal text document, prominently displayed for anyone to read. This document expands the thoughts of the author from that initial Doomworld post, talking about how sad they were that their friend passed away, and talks about him inheriting his friend's map after the funeral from his parents. But glaringly, on this page is something else. A single word highlighted in blue. House.
Me too,
I've
dude.
seen
ARG.
this before.
Oh.
House of Leaves is a book by Mark Z.
There we
Danielewski, released in the year 2000. The book has no small amount of reputation for its winding rabbit hole narrative and bizarre involved structure. And this map, this Doom mod, takes clear inspiration from House of Leaves. I never thought I'd ever say a sentence like that. I should point out I am
That's
not
awesome.
an expert with this book. It's been deconstructed, analysed, and theory crafted about for decades, and I only finished reading it this year.
This book
In
is
fact,
like
2 days before this map was
Inscription,
posted.
The book.
Is this
Where you're just like,
coincidence?
oh, it's touching me.
Providence. Some of you familiar with the book may have noticed connections already, most prominently with the sign at the end being a very cheeky and overt nod to the story.
That
Navidson
reveal was
Realty.
incredible.
Navidson is the name of the family in the book's main story, the Navidson Record, which chronicles the journey photojournalist Will Navidson and his family takes when they begin to notice the space inside their house is shifting. First by being 1/4 of an inch bigger on the inside than it is the out, but then forming new doors and rooms inside the structure, including a jet black corridor that impossibly stretches
such a scary
forth for
book for
miles into
reasons that are so
space
hard to explain.
that doesn't exist. I hope those not familiar can see the connection here. If you're thinking about liminal spaces being an inspiration too, yeah, keep that in mind, we'll talk about that later. It's worth noting too that the Navidson Record is actually a story within the story of House of Leaves. The Navidson Record is originally written by an eccentric old recluse named Zampano,
It's got like,
who
if you ever
passes
read
away,
Watchmen,
and the story is
then
discovered
the
by a man
in-between
named
parts
Johnny
of
Truant.
Watchmen
Johnny
that add
reconstructs
to
the
story,
writing,
like, add to the
but
whole meta
slowly,
of it all. This,
bit
like,
by
whole
bit,
book,
he begins
it
to
has, like,
become
that kind of
undone,
shit all
feeling
in
his
it, where,
grip
like,
on
he'll
reality
be like,
slip.
I found
This
a
journal
piece of
takes
paper,
most
like, I found,
inspiration
like,
from those
what you
sections
call,
of the
like,
book, though with thankfully
like a
less
screenplay, and this
hallucinatory
is it.
sexual
And then
experiences.
it's like in a different
Don't
font,
ask.
and it's in a
But
different
there's one other
voice, and then
quirk
it's
of
like,
the book's formatting.
and then all of a sudden this
Each
guy's the main
utterance
character.
of the word
It's like
house is highlighted in
scary.
blue. It isn't really talked
And then,
about
yes,
in the
the
book,
word house is
or
highlighted
really
in
ever
blue throughout
explained,
the entire
but it
book
creates an uncanny
no reason at
emphasis
all.
on even the most innocuous of sentences. something that is emulated here in the Google Drive document, which we should probably return to. This is a video about a Doom mod after all, not a book review. The book will return. I hope you're ready for that. The journal doesn't get as crazy as House of Leaves in content or structure, but what's written here does tie into my house. To briefly summarise, Steve works for months on this map, from August 2022 until March 2023, when it's launched. There's even a note about the wrong file being uploaded, seemingly against his will. He begins an obsession with making this map that begins to sap at his energy and his sanity. He forgets making sections, loses sleep, spends more and more time in his days and nights map building. He also describes in detail some vivid dreams that he has. And the first in this struck-through paragraph might seem familiar.
I had the strangest dream last night about my childhood friend who recently passed
impossible
away.
To
we
think
were playing
of.
Legos in his basement like we used to do as kids. And when I turned around, he was gone. The house was empty and silent. Everything was so quiet and still. I started to smell smoke and hear screams from upstairs. I ran upstairs, and when I got there, the house was just a burned frame. Smoke was getting thicker and thicker, and I could barely see or breathe. I searched for my friend, but I couldn't find him anywhere. I couldn't see anything. I started to panic and then found myself outside in the fog. I was alone, but I could hear low growls in the distance.
We could spend ages analysing the words in here, but there's much more to be done. So I'll be referring to elements from the journal and other features from the Google Drive as and when they are relevant. There is one last thing to look at here though, a newspaper clipping from the Photos folder of an obituary for Tom. It gives us a small look into his life and who he was before he died in his home at age 35. He seemingly lived well, reconnected with his high school crush, and spoiled his pet cat. I don't know. I just thought this should be mentioned before we enter.
Oh, don't tell me he goes through the walls. Oh my god.
Expedition 2 actually consists of an amalgamation of multiple trips, jumping back and forth through many save files with one major aim connecting all of them. Explore and experiment as much as I can without looking anything up whatsoever. Everything we find, we work out for ourselves. Including this, first of all. Didn't realise that was there the first time. If you try to get it after the first house, there's only a strange silhouette of where it should be, which is how I became aware of it. This would have helped slightly in the earlier areas where ammo is scarce, though now it's perhaps less necessary because of the run through underhalls. Yes, this is still the start of my house, even after running through underhalls, getting all the health, armor, and ammunition that you can bring back. But most important is the super shotgun. This feels like intended progression, like you're meant to do at least one loop of underhalls and back to here before finding all the game's tricks. The extra firepower is needed. You can actually go to underhalls straight away, skipping the second house entirely by just leaving with the blue keycard. Certainly an efficient way forward. There isn't anything new about the first trip around the house, though I will ask how many of you noticed that there weren't any windows for the downstairs area when looking on the outside of the house.
Okay, hold on,
But then they appear when you're on the inside,
Yes.
here and ready to taunt you with that soul sphere you can't
That
get.
is fucked
Then
up.
of course they're back to mess with you some more when you try to go get it, and walk all the way around to enter the second house, where the business all begins. Let me ask you something else. Did you notice anything change with you the first time around? Not the house, with you.
I'm sorry.
Let me replay you the second house in Expedition 1. Would it help if I give you a comparison between the first house? The weapons have changed. They're still the same, but they've changed from original Doom's weapons to higher fidelity versions from Smooth Doom, adding more animation frames than one originally had in 1994. This happens once you enter the second house, and once the change happens, it sticks forever, hence why it was still smooth on this run after underhauls. It's a little thing that you might not have noticed your first time around, but it adds to the uncanniness. It's wrong. You feel it, but maybe you don't quite realize it. A recurring pattern in this mod. Anyway, clear the new house the same as normal, grab the blue key, and now the doors are gone. Enter the impossible hallway, grab the Pepsi, and then enter the other room to get the milkshake. Return to the house. This is now the central anchor point. Everything in this game will come up from here. We won't be triggering the house fire anytime soon. After all, the game tells you not to. I think this is hinted at by the house fire dream in the journal being crossed out, but there are more blatant suggestions. Using God mode, or IDDQD, you'll trigger a message from the game. Ignore that first message for now. Turning it off, specifically, tells you there is no good outcome from a house fire. Going through that burned out house will lock you onto the ending that we received. However, enabling God mode gives a different message. My reflection winked at me. I covered the mirror in the attic just to be safe. Interesting. Sure enough, in the attic, that may or may not exist, is a covered mirror. We can't see ourselves, but we can see something else. A blue bauble of some kind? It's not here next to me, and I can't seem to get to it. I wonder what I'm meant to do.
I was in the bathroom, standing in front of the mirror, shaving. As I looked at my reflection, I noticed it winked at me. It was so strange and unexpected that I threw my razor at the mirror. I was so scared that I expected the mirror to shatter, but instead it stayed intact. I was even more surprised when I put my hand through the mirror and I could feel the glass. I kept going and I was able to climb all the way into the mirror. It was like a tunnel. When I looked back, I saw myself in the mirror, and this time, I winked back. I still can't believe it was just a dream.
There's many mirrors in this house to check.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. The game plays a Discord notification sound about 10 minutes into the map. I didn't want to call attention to it before, but just another way the map kinda messes with you. I don't have notification sounds turned on, so can't get me. After checking all the other mirrors, in this one bathroom, I can climb up on the sink, and then...
Holy shit.
Welcome to the new house. Or maybe the... swat? This whole place is mirrored,
Oh my God,
and it's
some
populated
David
by
Lynch shit.
demons again, whose sounds are all reversed.
That's fucking
A
awesome.
change so disconcerting that you might fail to notice that while everything is ostensibly the same as the, regular world, in this reality, the front doors have returned. You can just leave right now. However, doing so will take you to underhalls that... Wait. No, that's not...
What?
Even here?
Oh my.
The whole level, completely flipped and populated by mirrored monsters. Beating the mirrored underhalls takes you back to the house in the mirrored world, complete with a new song rendition too. But I'd say it's wise not to do this at all, as you lose all your weapons going into the mirrored underhalls. There's a few other reasons for progression's sake. We should do what we came here for though. Head up to the attic, where we saw that bauble. Ah, Christmas makes me happy too. It's weird seeing through the looking glass and into the normal world. More normal, anyway. Hey, is that a baby's crib over there? I don't recall there being one in the real world. Can I take that bottle? Oh, that's... dark. Well, don't really know what else I'm doing, so can I go back? Yes, I can.
But... oh my, I'm crying. This is horrifying. Christmas ornaments, yo. Oh my god.
Huh.
It's literally Skinamarink. It's literally Skinamarink.
Huh? This
Oh
children's
my
daycare
goodness.
is
This is
uncomfortable to be around.
horrifying.
The
David
fact
Lynch,
the happy,
check
cheery
your
place is a little run down, and outside is dark and foggy. There's a car parked here too. Is there someone else here? I thought I saw someone in the fog at one point, but I look at my footage now and there's no one here. This is all starting to get to me, I think.
Whoa.
Maybe most of all because I recognize the layout of this place as being the same as the house. The downstairs area, to be precise. There's a berserk pack on the shelf above me, which I can't reach. But if you go into one of the closets and punch the cracked wall hidden behind the door, you can get it. This might seem like a fun puzzle, but I don't know. Something about how you do all this, happening here in a children's daycare, just plays on my nerves. You can find a baseball and a box of crayons, but that seems to be everything. There's no way to pick up this clown costume in the cupboard anyway. I walk back, but there doesn't appear to be a way out from where I came. There's nothing here. Okay, so I guess I'll turn around and go back.
Oh, God. Ah.
Oh,
Oh!
you've got to be kidding me. He has so much health! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
He'll take a swing at you if he gets too close, so yeah, he deserves the buckshot. He drops the key to the gate, and there doesn't appear to be anything else here, so we'll leave. Okay. You know, it's interesting. In the photos folder of the Google Drive, you can see pictures of what the real house looked like. Yeah, remember this was based off the friend's house? In this particular photo, you can see the kitchen in the living room. This one shows the games room and the secret doorway that was hidden behind the bookcase. We won't be going there again. There's also one that seemingly shows off the impossible hallway, which makes me feel uneasy.
Whoa.
I move through the house experimenting, by which I mean hitting U's on anything that I think looks funny, and end up accidentally turning on the kitchen sink. So I begin filling up all the other sinks in the house without any clear idea why I'm doing this, until I come to the ensuite
point,
bathroom,
holy shit,
where I
this
realize
game.
I've been filling up this bathtub with every sink filled. Somehow. I guess I want the duck? After hunting all sinks down,
Oh my
including one
God,
inside
what
the
an
negative house,
insanely
I fill the bathtub
detailed
up enough
map.
to get the duck. That's all. I got the duck. Except, when I was showing my friends this map on a Discord stream, this happened when I went to get the duck. I'm feeling unwell again. It's actually difficult to move around the flooded house. Your movement, usually so snappy and responsive in Doom, has turned difficult and sluggish as you fight against the water. Everywhere is flooded. Upstairs, downstairs,
This
all
is
rooms.
insane.
But it doesn't look like there's anything in here.
Because when you play something like this or like Animal Well, it feels like you're playing something that was made by a madman. You're like, what? Like, no, a madman. Like an insane person. Like, you're like, yeah, like someone may put so much time into something that you basically assume no one would ever see. You're just like, only an insane person would do this. Like, I can't believe I'm playing a thing that was made by a crazy person. Right.
You might be familiar with
like it
the
was
kind of
made
liminal
by
spaces
a
this game has
ghost
been
or
drawing
something,
from.
like-
This place in particular being reminiscent of Jared Pike's swimming pool pieces. There have been others around too. I don't want to point out all inspirations as not to bog down these explorations in extraneous information. If you're not familiar, Super Eyepatch Wolf did a great video on
Super
liminal
Eyepatch
spaces,
Wolf, yeah.
which is a great place to learn more. He talks about House of Leaves in it too. Check it out. Back inside the bath house, you might be forgiven for thinking you're meant to jump off the side or down this hole. Doing so has us fall into the sky room of the endless staircase we saw earlier. But this isn't where we want to be. What we want is inside the bathhouse, which, by the way, resembles the house in its layout once again. Off to the side is a locker room that has a corridor that will take you to an impossible maze of endless showers, bathrooms, stalls, rooms upon rooms forever in nonsensical notions of 3D space. But there is a way forward to what we need. It actually involves double backing on yourself at one point in the maze to reach somewhere new. There is another way if you approach the starting locker room from a certain angle and direction, but I only found that out later. We come out to a great swimming pool. I don't think I want to go in there yet. Obviously the fish attacks you if you go in, and we want to go in because there's another item there. So you might think to be clever and just shoot the fish bloody from the surface. Not a bad plan, but you might want to be quick when grabbing that item, which is a D20 by the way. You can kill these, but it will take a lot of ammo to do so, and I recommend saving it. So take the dice, but don't leave the pool, because one of the tiles is actually a passage down into another maze. You have to be quick to solve this because you will eventually drown. There's a grate you can go up to for air, but there's also a second one, which is a trick and meant to kill you. And, sorry, can we take a step back and see that we have swimming and oxygen mechanics in Doom? In Doom! This is absolutely crazy, but only half as crazy as this. I guess we found the garage. These monsters are pinging you from across the map, and the huge distance makes me now see that their projectiles have some annoying homing to them. I want to cross this bridge, but if you fall off, you go back to the sky room, and we don't want to go back to the sky room. But once you're halfway across, you want to make it across though, because once you manage to clear it, welcome back. This is actually pretty important. We managed to get to the maze again without starting the house fire. That's good. That feels like progress. There's several items in here to collect as well, as we try sneaking around the bad dog. The first being a pumpkin. Pumpkin, Rick? No. And after doing some interesting maneuvering, we can drop down and uncover a new door to find a doghouse and a frisbee. There's one last item in here to get, which involves strafe running off the side to reach the top of this railing roof thing. This unavoidably alerts the Cerberus, but at least you can get this tuna. Kitties love tuna. Tom always spoiled his kitten rotten. You know, there's a sketchbook amidst that Google Drive where you can see some sketches that the journal called disturbing. There's only 3 of them in here, one being the house, which, yes, I do find disturbing now. The other being of the bad dog. Does he have more heads than usual? The final drawing, though, is just of a blue key, which I don't want to say is scary, but I can't help but keep staring at it. Longer and longer, like I'm beginning to see some kind of hidden meaning behind the drawing. That's not the house, is it? Anyway, we move through this as normal and come out to the airport. There's not a whole lot to see here. You can set off the metal detector and move through all of this to get a little health bonus. Another car out the front as well. There's also a shop where using one of the t-shirts will give you 200% armor, which is very nice. Nothing really in the upstairs or with this baggage conveyor. I'm too big to fit inside. 2 bathrooms, and the men's seems fine. Cleanest gents I've ever seen in my life, frankly. There's a pill bottle outside the ladies' room, though. Refill needed? Okay, well, I guess that was one of the items we needed. Is there anything else here?
Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. How did that even happen?
I said we needed the firepower. Now we get a full bottle of pills. Feeling fine.
Whoa.
And if we go back to the bathroom, it's feeling fine too. Oh, by the way, this airport, it's the house again. Of course, it's the house again. Ah, my head hurts. The airplane is the same though. There's nothing else on here. Not even in its bathrooms. So, we're jumping off. The house is different again. Rather than burned out and abandoned, it now seems like whoever lived here has moved out. It's empty, still a little sad, but it's not dilapidated anymore. Which, again, feels like progress? However, once we step out, the end plays out the same as before. Navidson Realty and straight onto underhauls, asking us to go around and try again. This is a compilation of everything I was able to discover on my own. But we're going back in, and this time, we're taking some help.
Oh wow, where are we at in the video? About just slightly less than... Slightly less than an hour. So, man, maybe we should stop here at this chapter break. Okay, all right, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. This is fucking this is horrifying. This is incredible.
There's only so much I feel I can do by just wandering around by myself. So for the next expedition, I went and got some online help.
Scary.
I didn't want to just follow a walkthrough on what to do here, as it felt against the spirit of exploring this map. So I avoided the Doom wiki page for my house, which has just that, and instead I went back to that original post on Doom World. I followed the whole thread of discovery that all the users on Doom World undertook together when they were finding out about this map for themselves, when the reality of this innocent-sounding level finally hit. I chronologically followed tips they left to one another, as well as just direct guidance on what to do with the game's more esoteric sequences. Really, I just want to spend a moment thanking the original pioneers inside that thread who went in and spent hours exploring all facets inside this map, testing, experimenting, and finding all kinds of secrets and sharing them with everyone. Also, the map was released on March 3rd, but it wasn't until March 7th on the forums that people really started exploring this map. Like, you could maybe forgive someone for thinking that Expedition 1 was the whole level. Thank you to those users who kept the fire burning and didn't let this get buried and forgotten. And a special thank you to the one person who helped me find out I had my tone map settings wrong in GZ Doom. They really helped out. If not for them, we wouldn't get to see the best thing in this section. This expedition is not the last, but it is where we learn our purpose. Our objective in this map is indeed to be collecting these items, but not the items in the burned out house. They don't count. They don't get added to the picture. This picture tracks what items we have gotten, for a total of 8 in all. You can see it at the end of the last expedition, and how close I was. But how close was I really? because in the mirror world is a separate picture with a different set of items for a grand total of 16 items to collect across the entire map. Annoyingly, I was only missing 2 that prevented me from progressing in all my attempts. One being a wedding ring that you can find in the floating garage section, where you step onto the one black tile that spawns those weird Kako demon things, and then make a run of faith over to this floating platform to get a wedding ring. Then you have to run back and into the maze without falling off, and it's probably where I ended up reloading the most out of anywhere in this level. The other item I missed was a wine bottle in the Mirror World kitchen. That's it. I just never saw it there. Okay then.
Sorry.
With all the items and a clear path to progress through, we have everything we need to finish this map. But we're not going to do that until the final expedition, because there's still quite a few hidden places left to see. For one, I can't believe I never thought to use no-clip until I saw that Doomworld thread. That's an ominous and yet familiar message. Still, who cares? Look, I escaped the house. I did it early. I can go anywhere. I can even go straight to the exit. Fuck. Yeah, if you try to go out of bounds anywhere on this map, you end up in the back rooms. Literally. And it is the most head-hurting maze in the whole game. Which I guess you might expect. Worse is that while you're trying to work out how to orient yourself, you'll discover you're not alone. There is a few other things here amidst the beige walls. You might find a computer, or a poster hanging on a wall. But really, you want the exit. An exit I could only find with specific instructions from the Doomworld thread, because good God, navigating this place is a nightmare. Endless corridors that repeat on themselves forever, especially disheartening when you're being followed by an indestructible monster.
God, shadow monster.
Through the exit, you get taken back to the endless stairway from the recessed locked door, and it's back to the house for you. Bizarrely, there is also a backrooms to the mirrored underhalls. Not to the regular one, just the mirrored one. It might be the same, but it might be different. I couldn't seem to find the exit to this one. Regardless, the backrooms is meant to be a diversion anyway. There's nothing here for you. It's just a means to punish those looking to break the game. But it does give me the opportunity to show you something else. What if we were to die? And what if, for some reason, I did not hit reload immediately? What would happen then?
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. You have to be kidding. Whoa.
This is the house again. This isn't.
Whoa. That scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, my hair is standing up on end. This is so Skinamarink. Oh, 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 oh.
You can do this a single time to revive where you stand. I don't know if this serves some kind of purpose. The pill bottle being there makes me wonder, but I have no clue myself. There are some smaller secrets too, but to see them we're going to have to go back to the Brutalist maze. Fortunately, there is this.
What the fuck did he just... What?
You can only take this once. It won't open a second time, but it's very useful for our run. Speaking of running, the outside walls are closer on some sides of the maze compared to others.
God, dude,
So what would happen if I were to run off here?
This game is made by a Bond villain.
But there's another room in the bigger version of the house we can run to as well. A megasphere for max health and armor. That's cool, right? Nifty little secret. You have to fall down the endless staircase from here, though, which is where the tricky business of using entrances to this maze needs to be considered. Remember, you can only use the secret entrance and the floating garage entrance once each. Think carefully about what you're doing now. Nothing good can come from a house fire. But these aren't the only rooms you can go into here. There's this much more difficult jump you can take. It'll take you a few tries, but...
No. What? No. This...
This, by itself, is weird. What's weirder is going back around to the house and finding all the TVs are now switched on. Even in the mirror world. Even in the hospital.
Dude.
I have no idea if this means or does something, but it makes me feel very small for some reason.
Right.
Okay, I've saved the best thing till
within
last.
A grand design.
I hope you're ready.
What?
The book has returned. Silence overwhelms you as you step into the impossible space of concrete and darkness. After the near constant noise and drones of exploring this house, this utter vacuum fills my stomach with dread. It's time for one last maze. A very dark maze. I've done what I can for it in post to make sure it's visible on the screens I've tested, but if you still can't see, because you're watching on your phone in bed with auto brightness, or if there's sunlight shining on your display, I'm sorry. Maybe just skip to the next chapter. I now present to you, with no commentary and only occasional editing for time, the Novitzen hallway.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, wow. Wow. God damn. Wow. This is incredible. Wow. This is art. This is beautiful art. Absolutely. Yeah, what's this guy's name again? This video is myhouse.wad hyphen My goodness gracious. I had heard of this map, but my wow. Yeah, like I said, there's just something about video games are interactive. They're a little bit different than other mediums, and then when you play one that is so deceptive, well, just so deceptive. You know what I mean? Like when it's just like, I don't know, it's just like it's just not. And then you just like when the game, like when it's very first starts out, and it's just like there's a room where it can't be, and you're like, whoa, like that's not what normal makers of video, like, you know what I mean? It's like it'd be like if a painter painted a special image into a painting that you could only see with a set of glasses that only he owns or something. You know what I mean? And you're like, or or no, just something even more obscure than that. Like just like something that, like I said, it feels like you're with video games. When you play them, it feels like you're stepping into the minds of the creators even more so than a book or a movie, in my opinion. And when you step into the mind of an inscription or a myhouse.wad, it's just like, I don't know, or even Balatro to a lesser extent, but you're just like, I don't know, it's just like it feels like like I said, feels like it was made by a mad person, like a right. And that's the same way, obviously, with a book, and then obviously with a film. You know what I mean? However, with a book and a film, it's unidirectional. There is no chance for the interactee to alter it or go. You know what I mean? And so when a video game does a thing where it's just like, I don't know how genius a person has to be able to think about like what this person's gonna do when they're playing the game and the things they're gonna, you know what I mean? Like filling up the sinks and like just like, yeah. And then I realized that, oh shit, I accidentally filled up the sink, and then I realized I was filling up all the like, which feels insane to me. It'd be like if there was it would be like if there was a movie, like a VHS that like had another movie in it. If you like if you broke the VHS and then like turned it inside out and put it inside of another VHS or something. Right, like that's obviously like pretty much impossible. But this guy's taken Doom, and like not only has he made a map that to the layman looks logically impossible, but to a person who knows how Doom works is impossible in a way that makes your skin crawl because you're like, what is even happening? You know, like, when he did I can see the thing out the window, and then he went outside, it wasn't there. I was just like, this is fucking crazy. That is some maniacal shit where the designer is going, this is gonna happen, and whoever notices it is going to say, what the fuck? It's just like there's no other art form where you can do that, where you like it's like a joke where there's a setup and a punchline, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other art form where, because like I said, movies, it's like you're being in a guided tour. You know, like you're everything that you're gonna be shown, I'm showing you. I'm doing close-ups. I'm doing wide shots, whatever. I'm purposefully showing you everything that I want you to see. In a video game, it's like an animal well. There's so many things that I didn't see, and when I found the things that I found, I didn't know if Billy wanted me to find them that way and at that moment or what. But it's just when it happens, it feels very like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what the fuck is? Right. It's like when you kill the bad dog, the good dog dies too. Also, when you like that's a thing that you have to play. There's no book. Even own your adventure books don't work that way. Like where it's just like it turns out if you read chapter 3, chapter 7 disappears. Like it's just like that's not what happens. But in video games you can do that. You can be like you open a door 3 times and on the 3rd time it's something else and you're just like why and what and how like nothing else. I love video games. That's all I can say. They're just like nothing else like them. There's nothing else. They can't do. Movies can't do it. Like books can't do it. Comic books can't do it. Like there's no unless you had a magic comic book. Like I said, where like when you turn the page on the 3rd time, it was suddenly a different page. Like because it was a magician's trick. You cannot emulate this experience. Right? Yeah. It'd be like. House of Leaves kind of does that, where it's like you'll be reading a book and then all of a sudden it's a magazine and you're like, what the fuck? Like, when did it become a magazine? And then now it's a screenplay. Yeah. It's still under there the entire time. It's like you can't take your eyes away. It's like a right. Because in order to progress a book, all you have to do is read. And all you have to do to progress a movie is watch it. But to progress a video game to the next part, you have to go through it, is the phrase I'm going to use. But what that really means is like do it, quote unquote, interact with it, and in the way that it wants. And then when a game says, like, oh, yeah, interact with me this way, wink. And then you're like, what's up? Oh, nothing. Wink. And you're like, stop. What do you mean? What do you want me to do? And the game's just like, I don't know. It's like I said, Inscription is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's because it does exactly that. Like just like those moments where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Right, all the meta stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It reminds right. It reminds me of Tunic a little bit as well. At the end of Tunic had that same thing where you had it was like a real website to go to figure things out for the last puzzle. Animal Will, of course. Yeah. Yeah, wow. That was yeah. So it's I'm dying to know what the secret is. I'm the one secret. It's just like I guess it's the sheer number of things where it's just like, and then this happened, and then if you do that, like it's so impressive the number of like, and there's a mirror world, and there's a sky thing, and there's room, and then there's this version of the world, and then there's a hospital, and it's just like, I don't know. That's what Animal Well did too, where it's just like the map is just goes and goes, and there's secret parts, and there's items that you don't even have to obtain, and yeah. Fuck, dude. That's crazy. It's awesome. This fucking shit rules. Well, shit. If that isn't a good enough reason to tune in next Thursday, I don't know what is. We'll come to this amazing conclusion of myhouse.wad. The chapter in that book where they're talking about, or the part of that book where they're talking about no, because they're just like a series of, I think this is that moment is the moment where the guy is talking from the 3rd person about his friend's notes, and he's talking about his friend's writing of the discovery of the hallway, and it's just so it's like he's reading it from a 3rd person, and you're reading it because you're a person in the world, so that's 6th person. or something, like, and then you're just like, this is fucking crazy. All right, cool. All right, well, that was amazing. We don't have a Twisted Metal to watch, but that was just as good, dare I say. Yeah, wow. Dang. Okay, well, hey, thanks for watching. If you are watching out there, we've got our, what episode is coming out tomorrow? Our birthday. That's what it is. It's a really funny one. Happy birthday, us. And then we will be recording our episode about 2025 tomorrow. That's going to be really fun. And I was thinking if you guys are down, maybe we could do the UFO 50 episode 1 recording for the Patreon sometime tomorrow as well, perhaps. I have my holiday Matsuri show in the late evening, but I don't know. I was thinking we could just do it maybe like right after we record our regular episode. Yeah, something like that. But cool. But yeah, check us all the rest of the streams for the rest of the weekend. Besides that, I've got nothing. Anybody got anything else? Oh, well, actually, I do have other thing. You can Caitlin Barrios put out her newest improv video, and it's me and her and our friend doing suggestions that her fans sent in for us, improv scenes, and it is very funny, if I do say so myself. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but it was fucking, I was rewatching it, and I was like, this is a funny-ass session we had. So go check that out at Caitlin is Spooky on YouTube, Caitlin Barrios. But yeah, that's it, right, gentlemen? All right, until next week, I'm blown away. Until next week when we delve into the conclusion of My House.wad. My name is Max Stein, and video games, more like Schmidio games.